F1 News: Ferrari chief identifies 4 reasons for failed Sebastian Vettel title challenge. Vettel went into the 2018 campaign hopeful of becoming only the 3rd man to win 5 World Drivers' Championships. The 31-year-old was neck and neck with Hamilton for the first half of the season, trading race wins with the Mercedes driver. Vettel's post-summer break victory at the Belgian Grand Prix proved to be a false dawn though. Hamilton roared ahead of, going on to win the 5th title of his career in Mexico City in October. Arrivabene picked out drivers' mistakes as one of the reasons Vettel lagged behind. Although he admitted most of the problems which impacted Ferrari's chances were out of their control. Arrivabene pointed to Kimi Räikkönen accidentally running into mechanic Francesco Segrini, the death of Sergio Marchionne and the loss of an engineer as factors too. In Bahrain there was the incident involving our mechanic Segrini, Arrivabene told. Then our president Marchionne, who wanted me in Ferrari, passed away, leaving a big gap. Then on the eve of Austin we lost one of our engineers. So many things outside our control happened which went beyond racing and they impact lives. It is my wish that luck will help us a little more in the coming season. Ferrari will be hoping to bounce back and end Mercedes' spell of dominance when returns in 2019. Arrivabene has revealed he speaks to veteran engineer Gianpaolo Dallara for guidance on how to get Ferrari back to their best. Dallara constitutes a great Italian excellence. For me he is a true legend and I must confess that sometimes I call him to ask advice, Arrivabene added. Ferrari will be out to make a strong start to the 2019 F1 campaign at March's Australian Grand Prix. Next news: Wolff questions F1's desire to attract new engine manufacturers. Mercedes team boss, Toto Wolff, has questioned Formula One's desire to attract new engine builders to the sport when it already has 4 committed manufacturers involved. At the end of 2017, F1 outlined a vision for 2021 in which it planned to address criticism leveled at the current set of engine regulations. As well as improving the noise of the existing power units, F1 aimed to level the playing field among existing competitors and attract new manufacturers to the sport. However, plans to simplify the current engine regulations to achieve those goals were met with opposition among existing manufacturers, who complained the rule changes would simultaneously dumb down technology and incur additional development costs. A compromise solution was proposed by F1, whereby the strict limitations on fuel usage would be opened up to improve the noise and rules forcing existing manufacturers to share technology would be aimed at encouraging new entrants. But Wolff, whose Mercedes team has dominated F1 since 2014 under the current regulations, does not understand why F1 is pursuing new manufacturers. Where does that thinking come from? Is it greed? He told ESPN in a recent interview. You want more than 4? What do you want, 5 or 6? We should be happy with 4 premium manufacturers committed to the sport, already in there for a long time, trying to make sure that, foremost, we see compromise with the loyal partners in there. And then we look at the ones who might join in the future and listen to them. But that is only the second priority. The tweaked regulations, which will form the cornerstone of a wider aerodynamic and technical rethink in 2021, will maintain the same basic architecture as the existing V6 turbo hybrid engines. That will include the MGUH, the part of the hybrid system that works in tandem with the turbo to recover heat energy from the engine, which F1 initially sought to remove from the power unit to save costs and simplify engine design. Asked if he saw F1's compromise to keep the MGU-H as a political win for the existing manufacturers, Wolff said, "No, it's a purely economical factor because we have demonstrated to Liberty and the FIA that redesigning an engine is going to spiral the costs out of control. Even this engine, which we have agreed to, now, which has more revs, more fuel flow, more fuel allowance will result in enormous costs. Ideally, we would have liked to stay where we are, and not touch it. Engine performance is converging. We see that already, and I am curious to see where Honda are next year, but the engines are not far away from each other. Every time the regulations change, you're going to have a wider spread between the best and the worst. So why do we change it? We wanted it to stay where we are, and that is the compromise we've taken, but it's still going to be too expensive in my opinion." Next news: F1 driver Lewis Hamilton apologizes for using the word slum to describe his British hometown. When Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton spoke on stage at the 2018 BBC Sports Personality of the Year Awards, he chose an unfortunate word to describe his hometown. Hamilton used the word slum to describe Stevenage in the UK. His exact words were, "It really was a dream for us all as a family to do something different. For us to get out of the slums." Well, not the slums, but to get out of somewhere and do something. The Oxford Dictionary defines a slum as a squalid and overcrowded urban street or district inhabited by very poor people, but now, Hamilton has issued an apology for using that word to describe his hometown. In a video posted to Instagram and later removed, the F1 driver said he was sorry that he chose the wrong words. "I'm super proud of where I've come from, and I hope that you know that I represent in the best way that I can always, and nobody's perfect," Hamilton said in the Instagram video, according to the BBC. "I definitely make mistakes quite often, and particularly when you're up in front of a crowd trying to find the right words to express the long journey that you've had in life. I chose the wrong words." After Hamilton's initial remarks, the leader of Stevenage Borough Council, Sharon Taylor, said it was disappointing that Hamilton had used the word slum to describe the town of 88,000 people. Another athlete, Team England pro badminton player Gopi Ranganathan, said in a tweet that he was proud to be from Stevenage, and thanked the town for supporting him. Hamilton said in the Instagram video that he really didn't mean anything by the comment. "I didn't mean anything by it, and those of you who know me know that I always mean love," Hamilton said in the now deleted video. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.